guy. He just knew it was over.
Wow.
Like, all right, and I'll just go home here. Rockies win one of the three. They are 18 games behind the Dodgers.
The catcher just didn't even see
18 back?
18 back. And the Dodgers are good, man. What are you going to do? Wonderful Reds Brewers. Ellie De La Cruz on second. Pickoff play goes awry. Ellie was protecting his head there. He didn't want to get bopped. He said, you know what? I'm just going to go home. Scores from a faulty pickoff play.
Nice
and
dive.
yes, I have read the tweets that Bobby Witt Jr. is faster than him.
It's not tweets. It's Jeff Passan with hardcore data.
Is it true?
Yeah, that Bobby Witt Jr. is fastest player in the league. Ellie's third fastest. Sorry, it's just the
no
data.
one believes that.
Okay,
Wonderful
well,
Aaron
you
Judge
know
at
does
Fenway.
the
No
radar
one believes
does.
that. No one believes that. Gone, number 26 of the year, clears the monster. More on this game in a second. Wonderful Ace Twins. Langoliers to center, but Austin Martin. Go ahead, Nick, take it from here.
Why?
That would have been gone.
Oh,
That
that's
gone.
nice.
If he didn't catch
That's
that,
nice.
that would have been gone. If he
Now,
didn't
y'all
catch
got
that.
mad at me when I said a guy dropped it. He dropped it and he should have had it. Remember last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you should do.
Okay.
If you get it in your glove, you should catch it.
I
As a
agree
major
Well, then
league.
it's not a
That's
great
what I'm
play.
saying.
Twin
It's-
streak.
No,
if
that,
you
but
don't
to
make
get there
it's a
and get it
problem,
into
then
your
it's not a
glove.
great
I don't think it would
play.
be an error if he missed it.
That's
per
an
se.
all. If he dropped it, that's
Twin
a great.
sweep. A's have lost 9 in a row. Wonderful Royals, Dodgers. Bobby Witt Jr., who some people are claiming is the fastest man.
Again, it's just the data. No one's claiming it. It's just the data.
Is that home to
argue with Jeff
first?
Passan.
Home to first. Is that
It's
what it
just
is?
I don't know. I'll argue with Jeff
Around the
Passan.
bases.
Jeff Passan not on the show. Dodgers take 2 or
Feet
3 from
per
the Royals. And hurt Mookie Betts in
what
the
it is.
process.
Feet per second?
Weird.
30.4.
Red Sox, Yankees at Fenway. Sox win. They have 9 stolen bases. A lot of base running in the Weird and Wonderful today.
I
And
like
finally,
that.
wonderful UFL Championship. Stallions, and I think we had a bet on this. Shut out the Brahmas
What do
and
we
shout
get?
out to Tom Brady.
What do
I
we
have
get?
to call you both stars.
Oh,
Really? Again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Star, Chris Broussard.
Adrian Martinez wins the MVP. And that's Weird and
Co-star
Wonderful.
Kevin Watts.
I'll take that. Bask in your globe. Paul George and Embiid were on the NBA Finals pregame broadcast. And Embiid let it be known that he's looking to add a certain someone to the roster. Take a listen.
Hopefully, this offseason we find a way to get better and, add some pieces. And, yeah, so.
Add some pieces.
I mean, to be honest, that question should have went to both of them. I mean, y'all sitting here, how do y'all really feel?
Wilbon's like, me? Your reaction? Just Wilbon soon up.
I got no issue with Joel doing it. That's fine. I don't think it was tampering for the record because he just. I mean, he definitely.
Also,
did
players are allowed
kinda-
to tamper. It's not tampering if players
I'm
do it.
not sure players. I
Players
think
can
it's-
recruit. Teams can't.
Okay.
I am sure of that. Players are allowed to do whatever they want. Yeah.
Paul George, he didn't look mad throughout the interview, but I'm not a body language expert, but I didn't see any I didn't get the feeling he wants to go to Philly. I think he wants to stay home.
What it takes.
He's from Southern California.
You wanted more from Paul George.
I mean, just
Like,
a little, maybe a little back and forth.
nothing.
Like, hey, you just smile, like something.
Nothing.
Like maybe when Embiid says that, now we didn't see it on the screen, but he could chuckle like, all right,
Maybe
big
he was just
fella,
trying
like
to do
whatever.
poker face.
But he definitely had a poker face. And look,
Not enough.
he's from Southern California. I do think ideally he'd like to stay with the Clippers, but if they can't come to terms, I think the Clippers, they're not going to win anything signing him, but they made the mistake of giving Kawhi Leonard all that money. So you might as well give it to Paul George now because it's all about being relevant, having your stars who are from that area be there, and being a decent team, decent playoff team. And here's the thing for Paul George. If he does leave to go to Philly, you leave one injury-plagued superstar for another injury-plagued
but
superstar.
I agreed, but I think that, to me, there is more optimism about Embiid being able to make it through a full season at this point than Kawhi.
Yeah.
And those are
I'll
levels.
give you that. But is he even going to be at his best in the playoffs?
Sure, but
health-wise.
also, in my opinion, the Clippers have no one close to Maxey. Because I don't trust Harden at all. The cupboard's pretty bare post that. So, listen, I think Paul George should be the Sixers' number 2 target this offseason.
Oh.
After LeBron?
Yeah. I think, and by the way, America, in case anyone, takes the internet literally, that wasn't LeBron in that picture with Nick Nurse and the other Sixers people at the Philadelphia Four Seasons or whatever. That wasn't LeBron, but that should be their number 1 target. Because I believe, I know some people might disagree, that right now, this moment, LeBron is still better than Paul George.
I agree.
And maybe you can be like, yeah, but in 4 years, LeBron might be retired. Bruce's point that with Joel Embiid, you can't take a 4 or 5 year timeline. You've got to take a right now timeline. So I think your number one target should be LeBron. But if LeBron is not leaving, then number 2 with a bullet should be Paul George. I don't look at there being a close third place. They're like, oh, trade for Zach LaVine. There are other things you could do. None of them, to me, fit as seamlessly as you have Embiid, Maxey, Paul George. That team makes perfect sense. And you've got Maxey, who has shown he's on the ascent. Paul George, who I think is pretty stable. He'd be the third guy, but on any given night could be the best guy.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it would be a great fit. A great fit. And Daryl,
it happened. We can't change what happened tonight. You know, we always say you lose by 2 or you lose by 30. Right? They all count the same. But we do need to be better. Like, we're not making any excuses. We need to be better, and we will. We will be better.
Okay, I mean, I'm waiting patiently. Game 1, 16. Game 2, 18. Game 3, 31, but 4 for 13 from 3. And then Friday, 15 points, 1 for 4 from 3. Are you surprised Tatum struggled again?
no. Listen, he's not a finals guy until proven otherwise. He's just
fair.
not. This is 10 finals games in his career. How many of those games has he shot above 50%? 0. Only Rip Hamilton, as far as guys who ever made an all-star team, had a longer stretch start his career. Rip was 12 for 12. All 12 of his career finals games didn't break 50%, but also wasn't relied on to be the number 1 offensive option. That was a defensive-minded team.
Ewing shot like 36%.
No, what I'm saying is every individual game he hasn't been above 50%.
He hasn't had 50%.
Right. He hasn't been above 50% once. Jason Tatum, the last 3 years, since he has been in club superstar and since he's been an all-NBA caliber guy, here's what he is. Regular season, that guy's awesome. First 3 rounds of the playoffs, almost as good as the regular season. The finals, he's been bad. We can now expand that worst field goal percentage in the finals to even more attempts, 175. That's who he's on the list with. And so I don't know what else to say. If you go through, I did it today, each game, it's like, was Tatum the best player on his own team in any game? No. Was he the second best player on his own team?
Is that in all 10?
No, I mean in this
series.
series. Was he the second best player on his own team in any game? Probably game 3.
Yeah.
But that's it. In game 4, was he better than Sam Hauser? No.
Game 4, no one gets an award.
That's fine. Throw that one out. But games 1 and 2.
I mean, you can't count. Yeah, you could say. I would say he was the best in game 4, which doesn't even matter.
Oh, okay, that's all right. That's fine. But there were 3 Mavericks ahead of him. But game 1, Jalen, Kristaps, and Drew were better.
Yep.
Game 2, Drew and Jalen were better. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it just is what it is. In my opinion, he's almost at this point disqualified from Finals MVP.
Wow.
Because in order for him to have more good games than bad games, they have to lose. They have to keep losing.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
the thing
and
is
so
this.
that's where I'm at.
It's fair. He clearly battles with nerves. And to me, in the final, I mean, number 1, he said he was nervous in game 1. All right. I mean, you've been to the finals before. You've been to Eastern Conference Finals, 6 times. And you're saying you're nervous. And if you look at, I still contend he's playing a good floor game. He's leading the Celtics in rebounding, leading them in assists. What is, and he's scoring, obviously, averaging 20 a game, but his shooting, that's what it is. And that can be a mental thing. That can be nerves. When you're missing little, I wouldn't say bunnies because they're contested, but when you're missing layups you usually make, that can be nerves. And so he's going to have to deal with this, you know, after they presumably win this finals. I mean, he'll be happy. He should be. Like I said last week, don't let anybody get you down if you're not finals MVP. But he's going to have to take a look in the mirror and say, why can't I shoot well in the finals? Now, as far as finals MVP, I don't think he's disqualified.
Oh, you don't think he's disqualified?
No, because nobody's lighting it up. Jaylen Brown had 10 points and 5 turnovers in game 4. So I'm 5 or 6 turnovers. No, Drew Holiday.